In this lesson, you'll learn how to ask someone what the time is, how to tell the time in Italian, and how and when to use the 12 and 24-hour time formats, plus other important time-related vocabulary in Italian, as well as some commonly used Italian idiomatic expressions around time. Don't worry about taking any notes, I've done all the hard work for you. To help you practice, make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson. It includes all the vocabulary and examples that you're going to learn here today. Just click on the link in the description box below this video. Pronti? Iniziamo! By the way, before we dive into this lesson, make sure that you brush up on your Italian numbers. You can watch this video here. After all, you can't tell the time if you can't count, right? Now let's take a look at 5 ways to talk about time in Italian. First off, let's clear up a point of potential confusion. Italians don't just have one word for time like in English, they have 5 main ones, each with its own meaning. Understanding their differences is key for using them correctly. The first term we have is
tempo.
Tempo. Now this versatile term encompasses the broad concept of time itself, such as in the phrase
Il tempo guarisce tutte le ferite.
Time heals all wounds. Moreover, it also denotes duration. For example,
Quanto tempo starai via?
how long will you be away? It also extends its use to describing weather conditions, but we'll save that one for a future lesson. The next term is
Ora.
ora. Now this is your go-to word when you need to pinpoint a specific time, such as in the question,
A che ora ci vediamo?
what time do we meet? Literally, at what time do we meet? Or to talk about what's happening right this moment, such as
Vengo appena posso. Ora sono al lavoro.
I'll be there as soon as I can. I'm at work right now. We also use it in fixed expressions like
Non vedo l'ora.
I can't wait. Literally, I can't see the hour. Or
È ora di fare qualcosa.
it's time to do something. Now these are all commonly used phrases in Italian. The next term is
Orario.
orario. Coming from ora for time, this term refers to the specific time of something or to a timetable. For example,
Mi dai l'orario di settimana prossima?
can you give me next week's timetable? The next term is
Volte.
volte. Now this term is used to describe how often something occurs, as in,
Vado in palestra 3 volte a settimana.
I go to the gym 3 times a week. This is similar to the English word times. The next term is
Momento.
momento. Now this is the appropriate term to use when you want to talk about a specific point in time. For example,
È un buon momento per parlare?
is it a good time to talk? This is also similar to the English word moment. Now that we've cleared up these key terms, how do you ask what time is it in Italian? Well, here are some key ways to do just that, depending on the context and how formal you want to sound. Remember to begin by saying scusa, excuse me, in the informal form, or scusi, excuse me, in the formal form, to be polite. You can say,
Che ora è? Che ore sono?
now these are 2 basic questions for asking the time in Italian. Both mean, what time is it? And are interchangeable. The only difference lies in their literal meaning, which are,
Che ora è?
what hour is it? While,
Che ore sono?
this is plural, meaning what hours are they? These questions are suitable for both formal and informal situations. You can also say,
Potresti dirmi l'ora?
could you tell me the time? This phrase adds a touch of elegance, perfect for moments when you want to keep it classy. You can also ask,
Mi sai dire l'ora?
this is another polite way to ask for the time in Italian. This time using the verb sapere, to know. To find out how to use the verb sapere, watch this video here. Now this means, can you tell me the time, or do you know to tell me the time? Alternatively, you can ask,
Sai l'ora? Sa l'ora?
Literally, do you know the time? This is a more relaxed way to ask for the time, ideal for casual conversations where you don't want to interrupt the flow but still need a quick time check. You can also ask,
A che ora è? A che ora comincia?
Now these questions translate to at what time is and at what time does start, respectively, and come in handy for planning things while you're in Italy. For example, you might ask,
A che ora è il prossimo treno per Bari?
what time is the next train to Bari? Another way to ask what the time is in Italian is with,
Fino a che ora?
This translates to until what time? And this is a super useful way for finding out how long something is going to last. For example,
Fino a che ora c'è sciopero dei mezzi?
until what time is the transport strike? Alas, this is a key sentence to add to your repertoire of Italian travel phrases. To learn more travel phrases, watch this video here. Are you enjoying this lesson so far? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, and you'll find the link to that in the description box below this video. Now we're going to get to the meat and bones of how to tell the time in Italian. Now that you've asked the question, it's time to understand the answer. So let's start by learning how to talk about hours in Italian. In Italian, hours are feminine and are always preceded by the definite article le, the. The structure for expressing them revolves around three main elements: the verb essere, the article, and the numbers. It looks something like this: sono plus le plus the corresponding number on the clock. For example,
Scusi, potrebbe dirmi l'ora, per favore?
excuse me, could you tell me the time, please?
Certo, sono le 4.
Sure, it's 4 o'clock. This structure applies to all hours except 1 o'clock, which is singular and would be
È l'una.
it's 1 o'clock. When specifying a particular hour, you must use the preposition alle, at, as in the sentence,
Le lezioni cominciano alle 8 del mattino.
classes start at 8 in the morning. Again, if it's 1 o'clock, you need to switch it to the singular form, which would be
La riunione è all'una.
the meeting is at 1 o'clock. Now let's explore the two main standards for expressing time in Italian, the 12 and 24-hour clock. But before we do that, to learn more about how to use prepositions in Italian, make sure you watch this video here. Let's start with the 12-hour time format, which is the most commonly used for everyday conversations. Essentially, after 12, the count restarts. 1, 2, 3, and so on. Here's how time is expressed using this system.
È l'una. All'una.
It's 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock.
Sono le 2. Alle 2.
It's 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock.
Sono le 3. Alle 3.
It's 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock.
Sono le 4. Alle 4.
It's 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock.
Sono le 5. Alle 5.
It's 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock.
Sono le 6. Alle 6.
It's 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock.
Sono le 7. Alle 7.
It's 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock.
Sono le 8. Alle 8.
It's 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock.
Sono le 9. Alle 9.
It's 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock.
Sono le 10. Alle 10.
It's 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock.
Sono le 11. Alle 11.
It's 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock.
Sono le 12. Alle 12.
It's 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock. Attenzione! At 12 p.m., Italians also say mezzogiorno for noon, while at 12 a.m. you can also say mezzanotte for midnight. Unlike in English, which distinguishes between a.m. and p.m., in Italian, when using the 12-hour clock, It's common to provide additional context to specify the exact time of day being referred to, as it is not always clear. Here are the main times of day in Italian.
Di mattina.
In the morning. This is between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m.
Del pomeriggio.
Between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m.
Di sera.
In the evening. Between 7 p.m. and 12 a.m.
Di notte.
At night. Between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. Take a look at these example sentences.
Devo vedermi con Paola a mezzogiorno.
I have to meet with Paola at noon.
Ho sentito un forte rumore all'1 di notte. Pensavo fosse un ladro.
I heard a loud noise at 1 in the morning. I thought it was a thief.
Fino a che ora resta aperta la discoteca? Fino alle 3 del mattino.
Until what time does the club stay open? Until 3 in the morning. Now that we know how to use the 12-hour format, here's how to use the 24-hour format. Here we need to use the numbers from 1 all the way up to 24, and this is regarded as more formal. It's typically used in professional environments or schedules, such as those for transportation, theatre, and the cinema, to avoid any potential ambiguity. Having already covered the numbers from 1 to 12 in the previous section, now let's focus our attention starting from 13 up to 23.
Sono le 13. Alle 13.
It's 1 p.m. At 1 p.m.
Sono le 14. Alle 14.
It's 2 p.m. At 2 p.m.
Sono le 15. Alle 15.
It's 3 p.m. At 3 p.m.
Sono le 16. Alle 16.
It's 4 p.m. At 4 p.m.
Sono le 17. Alle 17.
It's 5 p.m. At 5 p.m.
Sono le 18. Alle 18.
It's 6 p.m. At 6 p.m.
Sono le 19. Alle 19.
It's 7 p.m. At 7 p.m.
Sono le 20. Alle 20.
It's 8 p.m. At 8 p.m.
Sono le 21. Alle 21.
It's 9 p.m. At 9 p.m.
Sono le 22. Alle 22.
It's 10 p.m. At 10 p.m.
Sono le 23. Alle 23.
It's 11 p.m. At 11 p.m.
È mezzanotte. A mezzanotte.
It's 12 p.m. At 12 p.m. It's midnight. Take a look at these example sentences.
Lo studio del medico è aperto dal lunedì al venerdì fino alle 20.
The doctor's office is open Monday through Friday until 8 p.m.
Il supermercato è aperto tutti i giorni fino a mezzanotte.
The supermarket is open every day until midnight.
La chiamo per confermarle l'appuntamento con l'avvocato Bianchi, domani alle 17.
I'm calling to confirm your appointment with Laura Bianchi tomorrow at 5 p.m. Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, and you'll find a link to that in the description box below this video. Now let's take a look at how to say o'clock in Italian. Now in Italian there isn't a direct equivalent for the English o'clock. Instead, you simply state the time. For added precision, you can use the expression
In punto.
meaning sharp to denote exactness. This is typically employed when emphasizing that the time is precisely as stated. In casual conversations, you also hear Italians say
Spaccate.
meaning sharp. Take a look at these example sentences.
Oh, ci vediamo alle 3 spaccate, non un minuto più tardi.
Hey, see you at 3 p.m. sharp, not a minute later.
Mi raccomando, ricordati che il tour guidato inizia alle 9 in punto domani mattina.
Please remember, the guided tour starts at 9 sharp tomorrow morning.
Il prossimo autobus per Pisa parte alle 14 in punto.
The next bus to Pisa departs at 2 p.m. sharp. Now that we know how to talk about hours in Italian, let's switch our attention to how to tell minutes in Italian. In Italian, the minutes following the hour are indicated by the numbers from 1 to 60 without explicitly saying the word minuti, minutes. To express time with the hour and minutes, Italians use the following structures. For minutes past the hour, we say
Sono le 19:35.
it's 7:35.
È l'1:10.
It's 10 past 1.
L'appuntamento è alle 15:20.
The meeting is at 3:20 p.m. Up to 39 minutes past the hour, you can use the structure that we've just seen that adds minutes after the hour. However, from 40 minutes past, it's common in Italian to count down the minutes to the next hour. So if the clock shows 7:55, in this case, you might hear Italians express this time in the following ways.
Sono le 8:05. Mancano 5 minuti alle 8.
Literally, there are 5 minutes missing to 8. These are equally correct, but slightly less common and more formal. Let's consider another example.
Sono le 9:20.
It's 9 minus 20.
Mancano 20 minuti alle 11.
It's 20 to 11.
Sono le 10:40.
It's 10:40. Italians also have the habit of rounding up minutes. Remember that, similar in English, Italian doesn't always specify exact minutes in everyday contexts, and instead expresses time as follows.
Sono le 6 passate.
It's past 6.
Sono le 6:20 passate.
It's past 6:20.
Sono quasi le 7.
It's almost 7. Let's take a look at how to say half past, quarter past, and quarter to in Italian. Just like we do in English and many other languages, Italian also tends to round up the minutes to halves, quarters, and 3/4. There are only 2 words to keep in mind in such cases.
Mezza. Mezzo.
Half past and
Quarto.
quarter. For example,
Sono le 8:15.
it's a quarter past 8.
Sono le 8:30. Sono le 8:30.
It's half past 8.
Sono le 6:15. Manca un quarto alle 6. Sono le 5:75.
These 3 options are interchangeable and mean it's a quarter to 6. Attenzione! In colloquial Italian, you might come across expressions like
Ci vediamo alla mezza.
literally, we'll see each other at the half, where la mezza refers to either 12:30 p.m. or 12:30 a.m. It may also indicate half past any hour in general. Now let's take a look at some time-related vocabulary in Italian. Now here is a helpful list of Italian words commonly used in time-related conversations in Italian. Whether you're arranging appointments or chatting about events, these terms will come in handy.
Oggi.
Today,
La mostra inaugura oggi alle 15.
the exhibition opens today at 3 p.m.
Domani.
Tomorrow,
Domani i negozi chiuderanno alle 13.
shops will close at 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Dopodomani.
The day after tomorrow,
Ho una visita medica dopodomani alle 3:15.
I have a doctor's appointment the day after tomorrow at 2:45.
Ieri.
Yesterday,
L'ho visto ieri intorno alle 10 di mattina.
I saw him yesterday around 10 in the morning.
L'altro ieri.
The day before yesterday,
Sono partita l'altro ieri con il treno delle 8:15 di sera.
I left the day before yesterday on the 7:45 p.m. train.
Giorno.
Day,
Il giorno della mia laurea darò una festa. Vi aspetto tutti da me alle 21.
on my graduation day, I'm throwing a party. I look forward to seeing you all at my place at 9 p.m.
Prima.
Before,
Se venite prima delle 7 di mattina, si fanno gli affari migliori.
if you come before 7 a.m., you'll get the best deals.
Dopo.
After,
Sono rimasti posti disponibili solo dopo le 15.
there are some seats available only after 3 p.m.
Presto.
Early,
Mi alzo sempre presto, prima delle 6.
I always wake up early, before 6 a.m.
Tardi.
Late.
Sono arrivati tardi, alle 10 passate.
They arrived late, past 10 o'clock.
Sempre.
Always.
Pranzo sempre a mezzogiorno in punto.
I always have lunch at midday sharp.
Mai.
Never.
Non mi alzo mai prima delle 8.
I never wake up before 8 a.m.
Di tanto in tanto.
From time to time.
Di tanto in tanto mi piace andare all'ultimo spettacolo delle 10:15.
From time to time, I like to go to the last show at 10:50 p.m.
Durata.
Duration.
Lo spettacolo inizia alle 5:30 e ha una durata di circa 2 ore.
The show starts at 5:30 and lasts about 2 hours.
Essere in anticipo.
To be early.
Il treno è in anticipo di 10 minuti. Arriverà alle 2:20.
The train is 10 minutes early. It will arrive at 1:40.
Essere in ritardo.
To be late.
Sono in ritardo di mezz'ora. Iniziate senza di me.
I'm running 30 minutes late. Start without me.
Essere puntuali.
To be on time.
Laura è puntuale. Arriva sempre in ufficio alle 8 spaccate.
Laura is on time. She always gets to the office right at 8 o'clock sharp.
Fine settimana.
Weekend.
Nel fine settimana il centro commerciale chiude alle 20:30.
On weekends, the shopping centre closes at 8:30 p.m.
Orologio.
Clock.
L'orologio segna le 18 in punto.
The clock shows 6 p.m. sharp.
Tra un po'.
In a while.
Il museo apre tra un po', verso le 16.
The museum will open in a little while, around 4 p.m. Now, Italian is rich with sayings and idiomatic expressions revolving around the concept of time. Here are the most common ones that you'll hear in everyday conversation.
Il tempo vola.
Time flies.
Tempo scaduto.
Time is over.
Il tempo è testimone.
Time will tell.
Dare tempo al tempo.
Let time run its course.
Ogni cosa al suo tempo.
Everything in its own time.
Perdere tempo.
To waste time.
Ora di punta.
Peak time.
A tempo debito.
In due time.
Da tempo immemore.
In ages. Since time immemorial.
Tempo permettendo.
Time permitting.
Il tempo è denaro.
Time is money.
Fare le ore piccole.
To stay up late.
Meglio tardi che mai.
Better late than never.
Uccidere il tempo.
To kill time.
Darsi tempo.
To give oneself time.
Il tempo cura tutto.
Time heals everything.
Dopo la pioggia viene il bel tempo.
After the rain, good weather will come. Now, to continue your learning and to help you practice everything you've learned here today, make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, and you'll find a link to that in the description box below this video. If you enjoyed this lesson, then you'll love Intrepid Italian, my series of online self-paced video courses that break down everything you need to know about Italian using my unique 80-20 method. More details in the description below. Another core skill to master is being able to learn how to introduce yourself and to make small talk in Italian. To learn how to do just that, watch this video here. In the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those notifications so you get an alert when I post more videos like this one. Un abbraccio. Ciao!